Alright, welcome back, guys, to Cousin Collectibles. You already know we have here. We have Chan.
Yes, sir. And today, these Yu-Gi-Oh cards we got right here, we got a two-parter plan for you guys, because our Yu-Gi-Oh collection is quite small compared to all the other collections we have, such as the comics and the Pokemon. So for this first part, we are just going to start simple and go through the trap and spell cards, and we've already got them organized for you here, so don't worry about you know, any getting mixed up, or if you want to go to a specific part of the video, we will have the timestamp when we switch to the spell cards for those who need that. But yeah, so we're just going to start off with the trap cards, and our first we have is Miracle Restoring. Remove two spell counters from your side of the field, then target Dark Magician or Buster Blader in your graveyard. Special summon that target.
And yes, you guys, that those timestamps will be in the description, not in the actual video.
Right.
Yes, you see the card. Next up, we have
Stronghold the Moving Fortress. Special summon this card in defense position as an effect monster. While you control green gadget, red gadget, and yellow gadget, this card gains 3,000 attack. Not bad.
yes, Stronghold Moving Fortress. Next up,
We have Shattered Axe. Activate this card by targeting one face-up monster on the field. During each of your standby phases, it loses 500 attack. When that target is destroyed, destroy this card. Here it is. And then next up, we have Numinous Healer. You can activate this card when you take damage to your life points. Increase your life points by 1,000 points. In addition, increase your life points by 500 points per card if there are additional Numinous Healer cards in the graveyard. Yes, that's why it's called Numinous.
yes, quite the unique card.
And then next, we have Ray of Hope. Add two light monsters from your graveyard to your deck and shuffle it. Let's see, next up is Archfiend's Roar. Pay 500 life points to activate this card. Special summon Archfiend monster card from your one Archfiend monster card from your graveyard. This monster cannot be distributed under any conditions and is destroyed during the end phase of this turn. Here you guys are. You can see that. Next up, we have Bug Emergency. Target two level 3 insect type monsters in your graveyard. Special summon them, but their effects are negated. You can banish this card and one Xyz monster from your graveyard. The levels of all level 3 insect type monsters you currently control become equal to the banished monster's rank until the end of this turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except insect type monsters. You can only activate one Bug Emergency per turn. And shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. That was my childhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. XC summoning. Missed that. But next up is Magician's Circle. When a spellcaster type monster declares an attack, each player special summons one spellcaster type monster with 2,000 or less attack from their deck in attack position. Here you guys go. And then next we have an iconic card, Mirror Force. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Now, this card is disgusting, and that's why we love it. I don't think it's Pot of Greed level, though. I don't even think we have one of those, so we spared you guys. Here we have Metal Detector. You can navigate this card when a continuous trap card is... I am so sorry. You can activate this card when a continuous trap card is activated. Negate all continuous trap cards during the turn this card is activated. Next up, we have Driving Snow. You can activate this card when one or more of your trap cards are destroyed and sent from the field to the graveyard by a card effect your opponent controls. Destroy one spell or trap card on the field. Here you guys go. I know I haven't said much about the art of these cards, like compared to the Pokemon cards, but I'm not sure. Yu-Gi-Oh! It's all just crazy. That's the main thing about it. I very much like the art on them. I do. Let's see. Next we have Gift of the Mystical Elf. Increase your life points by 300 points for each monster on the field, regardless of position. And I don't know why, but this gives me those censored card vibes. There it is. Next up, we have Guard Mines. Activate only when a card is activated with an effect that would target and destroy one monster you control. Negate the effect and destroy that card. Then inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Here you guys go. And next we have Abyss Actors Backstage. I have never heard of this card. If you have two Abyss Actor cards in your Pendulum Zones, there it is, Archive. Add two Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters with different names from your deck to your extra deck face up. You can only activate one Abyss Actors Backstage per turn. You know what? This reminds me, I think I might just catch up on the anime after this episode, or after today. I still have enough time before the break ends. Next, we have another metal detector. We went through that. So, next up is DNA surgery. Wow. When you activate this card, declare one type of monster. As long as this card remains face up on the field, all face up monsters become the type you declared. Sounds like it could be useful. Situational, though, of course. Next up, we have Ready for Intercepting. Target one warrior or spellcaster monster on the field. Change that target to face down defense position. Okay.
That is interesting.
It is. And then next, on title, Success Probability 0%. Send two random fusion monsters from your opponent's fusion deck to the graveyard. Well, fitting title.
Straight to the graveyard.
Right. I wish I knew more about how the graveyard worked in general. Like, of course, all my information on this series is from the anime exclusively. With, of course, some YouTubers now and then. It's pretty nice. Mispolymerization. I had not heard of this card before now. You can only activate this card when a fusion monster is special summoned. Return all face-up fusion monsters on the field to their respective fusion decks. And then next, Arsenal Robber. Your opponent selects one equipped spell card from his or her deck and sends it to the graveyard. Interesting. Next up, we have Battle Scarred. Select one Archfiend monster on your side of the field to activate this card. Your opponent also pays the same life points that you pay for the selected monster during the standby phase. If this card is removed from the field, destroy the selected monster. When a selected monster is removed from the field, destroy this card. Here you go. And then our final trap card of today is the Fusion Fright Waltz. Target one Frightfur fusion monster you control and one fusion monster your opponent controls. Destroy as many other special summon monsters on the field as possible. Then each player that had a monster destroyed by this effect takes damage equal to the combined current attack of the targeted monsters on the field. That is interesting. I'd like to see some of these cards play out in an actual match. Interesting. But now we will be transitioning to the spell card group that we have here for you guys. Here we go. We will be beginning with Marshmallow Glasses. While Marshmallow is your monster, is in your monster zone, your opponent cannot target monsters with other than Marshmallow for attacks. Excuse me. I became illiterate. There you go. And then next up, we have the Forest spell card. All insect, beast, plant, and beast warrior monsters on the field gain 200 attack slash defense. Here you go. And next up, we have 7 completed. A machine type monster equipped with this card increases either its attack or defense by 700 points. You cannot change your choice as long as this card remains face up on the field. Make sure you're sure of what you want to do before using this card. Next, we have Fairy of the Spring. Oh, these blades look nice. Add 1 equipped spell card from your graveyard to your hand. You cannot activate that equipped spell card this turn. Alright. Fair trade, probably.
Looks like it.
And then, next up, Cestus of Dagla. You can only equip this card to a fairy-type monster. Increase the attack of a monster equipped with this card by 500 points. When the monster equipped with this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, increase your life points by an equal amount. Okay. Contract with the Dark Master is up next. This card is used to ritual summon Dark Master Zork. Ooh, okay. You must also tribute monsters whose total levels equal 8 or more from the field or your hand. You know, something about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card descriptions. I always wonder, do players just know this stuff? Like, I wonder how familiar you have to be with not only your own deck, but just general cards that would be used against you. It seems kind of like a struggle. Might be why it's hard to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! For newcomers. Let's see. Our next card is Non-Spellcasting Area. All face-up monsters except for effect monsters are unaffected by the effects of spell cards other than this card. Here it is. And then next we have Bug Matrix. All insect-type monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense. You can target 1 insect-type Xyz monster you control. Attach 1 insect-type monster from your hand to that monster as Xyz material. You can only use this effect of Bug Matrix once per turn. Alright. Here you guys go. And next up, we have Chorus of Sanctuary. Increase the defense of all defense position monsters by 500 points. Now that is useful. I wonder about quick spells. Book of Secret Arts. A spellcaster type monster equipped with this card increases its attack and defense by 300 points. Here it is. And next is Commencement Dance. This card is used to ritual summon Performance of Sword. You must also tribute monsters whose total level stars equal 6 or more from the field or your hand. Okay. Rising Air Current. Increases the attack of all wind monsters by 500 points and decreases their defense by 400 points. I need to become familiar with the types of monsters, like how it's already described. Wind and Fairy I saw. Let's see. Laser Cannon Armor. Equip only to an insect monster. It gains 300 attack slash defense. Now this seems like an odd choice for only an insect monster, to be honest. I was thinking something maybe more cybernetic, but I might just be looking into it too hard. Ground Collapse. Select 2 monster card zones on the field. You cannot select a zone occupied by a monster card. The selected zones cannot be used as long as this card remains face up on the field. Here you guys go. And then next is Insect Imitation. We're getting a lot of insect cards today. Tribute 1 monster. Special summon 1 insect type monster from your deck whose level is 1 higher than the tributed monsters. Here you guys go. And next up, We have Big Wave, Small Wave. Destroy all face-up water monsters you control. Then you can special summon water monsters from your hand up to the number of monsters destroyed by this effect. Excuse me. Here you guys go. And next up, Yami. The name of this card got me. Probably for obvious reasons. Let's see. Increases the attack and defense of all fiend and spellcaster type monsters by 200 points. Also decreases the attack and defense of all fairy type monsters by 200 points. Here it is. Not bad at all. Next up, we have Token Thanksgiving. Now, I've never heard of this card either. Destroy all tokens on the field. Increase your life points by the number of tokens destroyed times 800 points. Okay. Or, I guess, by 800 points. Please correct me on that if you are more knowledgeable about it than I. And then, of course, next up we have Pandemonium. Now, this card sounds quite familiar. Neither player has to play life excuse me, has to pay life points during the standby phase for Archfiend monsters. Each time a player's Archfiend monster is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, except by battle, that player can add one Archfiend monster from their deck to their hand that is lower level than the destroyed card. Here it is. And then the next card we have is Dark Magic Expanded. Huh, quite a hefty description. Apply these effects in sequence based on the number of Dark Magician and or Dark Magician Girl on the field and in the graveyard. So for one, Dark Spellcaster type, yes, for one. One Dark Spellcaster type monster on the field gains 1000 attack until the end of the turn. For two, this turn, your opponent cannot activate cards and effects in response to your spell or trap card or effect activation. Also, spell trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And finally, for three, Dark Spellcaster type monsters you currently control are unaffected by your opponent's card effects until the end of the turn. Now, that is a bit to keep up with, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, its effects are there. Its effects, they do what they need to do. Hopefully they come in handy for anyone who specializes with Dark Magicians. Next we have Deskbot Base. All Deskbot monsters on the field gain 500 attack and defense once per turn. You can reveal any number of Deskbot cards in your hand and shuffle them into the deck. Then draw the same number of cards. You can banish 9 Deskbot cards with different names from your field and or graveyard, except a Deskbot base. Shuffle all cards from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard into the deck. Here you guys go. And then, next up, the Kaiju Files. Now, I had not heard of this card either. Each time a Kaiju monster is special summoned from the hand and or graveyard, place 1 Kaiju counter on this card. 5 max. Once per turn, you can target 1 Kaiju monster on the field, destroy that monster, then special summon 1 Kaiju monster with a different original name from your deck to its controller's field. You can send this card with 3 or more Kaiju counters to the graveyard. Add 1 Kaiju spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, except the Kaiju Files. Here you guys go. And then, to end off this video, we have... oh no. This is another laser cannon armor. So, I guess, the Kaiju Files, the most interesting card we have here, in my opinion, is going to be ending us off today. But do not fret, guys. We will be back in part 2 with the rest of the cards we have, which are the monster cards. And let me just say, we have more monster cards than we have spell and trap cards combined on that Joey Wheeler type beat. So, yeah, everyone. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on that bell, because algorithm, and we'll see you next time.